So this is what you were all worked up about this morning, huh, Mama? Get them nice and clean. Two girls. Good job. You take good care of those little girls. Yeah, I see them. Those are going to be new friends. All right, you guys. I see you. Hey. Brand new ones, yep. She was making a big fuss this morning, and now we know why. And this girl right here is the next one to go. She looks like she'll have her baby soon, too. Both of these are little girls. Yeah, I need to get milking on that goat again today. She's the hardest goat I have to catch. Come on, little girl. Mommy, you got to get her dried off. There you go. This one's a lot smaller than her sister. It seems like the first one's always the biggest. And the second one out is usually a little smaller. Now she found the teat. Let's see if she figures out what to do with it. Mom licks their butts to encourage them to start suckling. And they usually start wagging their tail when they figure it out. It's a good sign. Checking me out? Yeah, you checking me out? You can come say hi. See how much bigger she is than her sister? Yeah, you were stealing all the nutrient, weren't you? Hi. Hello. 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 She's got a little bit of milk on her lips. No, they were, I don't think that they would be conceived at different times. They were probably conceived at the same time. It's just one of the babies was taking more juice than the other out of mama in the womb. One starts to develop a little faster, takes up more space, eats up more nutrient, and you end up with a bigger twin. Because, I mean, if anything, they would have been conceived, days or hours apart. It was the same way with the first goat that had her babies. The boy that didn't survive was much larger than the girl who was second born and was the one that I found. All right, girls, there's two of them, one for each of you. I see you, Linus. I see you. I usually sell them. I have never eaten goat that I'm aware of. Not that I'd be against it. It's just I get kind of attached to the animals that I raise here, and I hardly ever end up slaughtering anything. Every year or two, we slaughter a cow. The rest of the animals we just raise and keep, or raise and sell, so that other people can enjoy the fruits of our labor. Yeah, it's really hard not to get attached. Especially when you bottle raise them yourself. When the moms don't take them, or when you have to take care of the babies. It's really hard to part with those guys. And it's usually the animals you put the most work into are the ones that are your favorites that get sick, or you have something happen, they get hurt. That's one thing that kind of an unspoken rule is don't pick favorites on the farm, because they're the ones that you'll end up losing. Yeah, they are cute. They're like little dumb dogs. Oh, hi. I didn't even see the other one back there. She must have just come up with her mama. Her mom's on the other side of the feeder. There was our first goat baby. Hi, little one. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to wake you up. And she's only drinking off of one side of mom. So mom's udder is huge on one side and not so huge on the other. That's usually the way it goes. They'll pick a favorite teat and they'll stick with it. With these milk goats that produce so much milk, it's more than these little girls drink. And that's why we have to milk them as well, just because I'm worried about them getting mastitis otherwise, which wouldn't be good for the babies or the mama. The milk that we're taking from these moms we're freezing and saving in case we ever have orphans or babies that we need to raise on the bottle, because we've used formula in the past years to raise orphans and other babies, and it seems like all of the animals that we've tried to raise using formula have been sickly animals. Last year we switched to using just regular whole milk bought it at the store when we didn't have any milk on hand, and the animals were a lot healthier using whole milk from the store than the expensive formula that they sell at Tractor Supply and other feed stores. So sticking with the natural stuff is definitely the way to go through my experience. You gonna learn how to eat hay? Starting to figure it out? You little goof. Oh, look who's coming to check you out. Is this where we hang? Is this where the cool kids hang? It must be. This looks like the cool kid spot. She's a good, strong little thing. We had, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. We've had quite a few lambs born the last couple of days too. I think we're at the last count that I had last night was 12 lambs on the ground. That's not your mama. She looks like your mama. She's got enough milk to share with you. Check, make sure her baby's okay. Yeah, see, she doesn't let me get anywhere near. That's what makes you so hard to catch and milk. Let's see how uneven her udder is. That baby's been drinking, but only on one side, huh? Yeah. They do have electric ones. I used to have a hand milker that was, it's called the Henry milker. There's a hand pump. Squeeze a little hand pump, and it had a suction cup that went around the teat and a piece of tubing that connected to a mason jar, and you could just hand pump the milk directly into the mason jar. And those were pretty slick. But honestly, yeah, I bet that would be painful. She wanted me to milk her. She'd let me catch her. Usually in the evenings, she lets me catch her. If I chase her around, she'll run around this feeder 3 times, and after 3 times, if I don't stop chasing her, she'll come out to this corner where I can grab her. But that's her process. You have to chase me for 3 laps around the feeder before I'll give up. And when she's out there, there's no catching her. I have to close this gate and lock her in here in order to do that. Otherwise, there's no catching her. Not without a rope. You coming to check us out? Yeah. If I was milking more goats than just one or two, I'd probably want to get a milking machine again. But it's just as easy for a couple of goats to do it by hand. Good job. Got on that teat. She's suckling. So things look good for the little one. The big one looks strong enough to handle everything. Whoa. There went a duck flying by to the pond. Those Muscovy ducks fly amazingly well. They have no problem flying. For a big, heavy duck, that surprises me. Yeah, the same milking device would work for both. Um, the sheep are so much harder to handle. Goats are a lot more domesticated, like dogs. They'll follow you around. You know, you can pet them. They want treats. And they want to be a part of whatever you're doing. The sheep want nothing to do with you. They want to get as far away from you as they can. So it would be really difficult to milk a sheep, even if you could get one caught up. The sheep don't produce as much milk as the dairy goats do. Um, Animals that have been selectively bred to produce more and more milk so that we can steal it from them usually need to be milked because they produce too much. The sheep don't usually overproduce like that. The same between with the difference between beef cattle and dairy cattle. The dairy cows produce way too much milk for their babies to drink, whereas a beef cow, even if it aborts, typically is not producing so much milk that it creates a problem. That's what we like to see, up on their feet and drinking in the first hour. Both of them getting some colostrum in their tummies, wagging their tail. Goats definitely have personality. A lot of times with the dairy animals too, because they're bred and raised for milk production, their babies are usually taken away from them and they lose their mothering instincts. So a lot of times you'll have problems um, with dairy animals being good mothers. I bought these two milk goats last year, so I'm not sure as far as their history goes whether or not they've had any babies that they were allowed to be with, or whether their babies were taken from them when they were born. Yep, I've seen that. But her sheep were contained, and she probably handled her sheep a lot more because of that. You know, she had to go in the barn every day to feed them. She was interacting with them a lot more. I'm sure it was still a chore, but they're a little bit different than my sheep, who are always out in the pasture, don't really need much or want much from me. And that's the way I like it. The less involved we have to be, the more self-sufficient the animals are, excuse me. The better things go. Take a walk back here and see if we can see some of the baby sheep, some of the lambs. Hey, duck. Duck's out here getting some worms. Yeah, veal is tasty, but it's a cruel reality. These sheep are going to freak out when they see me come around this corner. There they go. See the difference between sheep and goats? Hi, goats. See you later, sheep. Nothing to do with me. That lamb's already getting pretty big. I think this little brown lamb in here was born last night. Same with the little white one. Oh, your baby's on the wrong side of the electric fence, Mama. And we got... Oh, there's a bunch of new lambs. It's kind of hard to see in this camera. There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then there'd be 13. All right. So there's two born last night. This goat here looks like she's gonna be... Looks like she's gonna be having some kids soon. She's got a full bag on her. She's a first-time mom. She'll probably have a single. And we'll have to kind of watch her to make sure that she figures out how to be a mom. Pretty smooth. That little baby snuck right underneath that wire. The sheep that's kind of in the middle there by herself. She's got a lamb underneath her. I don't know if you can see, but she was freaking out last night. She was following another sheep around who had a baby, and she was freaking out like it was her baby. She was freaking out as if she couldn't find her lamb, but her lamb hadn't been born yet. She was in labor. Her lamb was yet to be born, and she was looking all over for her lambs and making a whole bunch of noise last night. She's quiet now, and she's got her lamb underneath her, so everything's fine. You can see the difference. I just opened up this pasture on the left here last night. Give them some good stuff to graze on. The pasture that they've already grazed over here. You guys need to move over to this side now, please. This sheep here has got a large bag on her. I'd expect her to have her lambs in the next 24, 48 hours as well. She's our boss lady. Still no calves. Still waiting on our calves. Good job, Mama. You're doing a good job. Hi, Brownie. Yeah, the sheep would never let me just come up and pet them like that. Goats follow me everywhere, don't you? Just like my dogs. Wherever I go, they go. The only thing I might do with these two is trim their umbilical cords and dip them in iodine. Keep them from picking up bacteria through their umbilical cords if they're dragging on the ground. Whoa, going backwards. All right. Forwards. Good job. Yep. Twins. Twin girls. Big sis, little sis. I think these are Spanish crossed on boar. Reuben, our billy goat, was a red boar buck. I'm pretty sure that these black goats are Spanish, but I'm not sure. They might be Toggenburg, maybe, or Alpine. A buddy of mine got them for me from an Amish dairy down in Indiana. They were supposed to be for my brother-in-law, and after I picked them up for him, he decided he didn't want them anymore. So I got some dairy goats out of it. Mm-hmm. Pretty colors. Really pretty colors. I was surprised to get so much light colors out of a red goat and a black red goat and a black goat. Pretty tri-colored babies. Yeah, the cows are ready to be fed. Nigerians are cool. I used to have some of those. They're pretty cool little goats. While Mama's cleaning them up, I'll go feed these cows. That's all the ruckus about, guys. You ready for breakfast? Yeah, they've got me trained. Yeah, I used to. That's pretty much all I've ever tried to really raise was Nubian and Boer crosses. I ended up with a bunch of Saanen goats in a trade once. Saanens and Nigerians. But most of the goats that I've ever bought have been Boer or Nubian. I've had a couple of Kikos. The Nubians, I'm not really. I love them. I think they're the prettiest and the friendliest goats, but they're the noisiest goats. And they're also the most susceptible to parasites. From all the goats I've had, the Nubians have struggled the most with parasite resistance. I'm really happy with the sheep that I've got as far as the parasite resistance goes. They're really good. I've had to worm the goats over the winter time probably 2 or 3 times to maintain their condition, and I have not had to worm the sheep or the cows at all, which is what I'm going for. Look how happy that white beefalo is. Yes, I see you, white beefalo, chewing so happy. She's so pretty. Thank you. Yeah, these guys are looking pretty good. I'm happy with them. This is our little replacement bull. Yeah, you're gonna be the next father of our herd with your curly hair. You're gonna make some nice fuzzy calves for us. He's a Scottish Highlander crossed on Charolais. This steer right here is sold or in the process of being sold. He's gonna make beef for somebody else's family, make somebody else happy. There's a guy that bought two of my calves last year that was happy with them and wanted another two this year. Yeah, I did lose both of the bison. I was super bummed about that. I had always wanted to have bison here, and they caught a disease that the sheep were carrying, and they suffered for about a week before they finally died, and there was no bringing them back. That was a tough loss. They were a little bit too feisty. I don't really have the infrastructure here, the fencing, the appropriate fencing to keep bison. So it ended up working out, I guess, for the best. But it was a bummer to lose them. They were beautiful animals. We still have some beefalo, and they're much more docile. A lot more. They're a little more stand up. They're more like the sheep, where they just want to be left alone to do their own thing. That guy there with the white spot on his head, he's going to be sold with this guy. Those two boys are headed to a new home to get fat and feed someone else's family. Had them listed for $1,200 a piece. And then this guy right here on the end, he is the steer that we are going to keep to feed our family. You can grow nice and big for us. And then your little heifer going to make us some calves. Stevie, growing up, she's going to make us some calves. This little heifer's going to make us some calves. Little beefalo. Oh, you gotta stay here, goat. Yeah, Stevie does look good. She's turning a little bit darker. She was polar bear white when she was born, and now she's got a white head, but she's starting to get a little bit blonde through her back and shoulders, just like her mom. You little ones are good and thirsty. Now it's your turn for some kisses. can't play with that. Hi, Susie. These are twin girls just born this morning. They are doing well. Don't forget about me, Mom. Oh, hi. Yes, hello. Mama's got to get you cleaned off. You're still wet. Hey, Diamond, what's up? Hanging out with some goats. We need to get you some goats out there at Three Canyons. You could use them for pack goats when we go out up into the national forest. Usually I don't help the mom clean up. Typically she'll pass that afterbirth on her own. There's only been 1 or 2 times since I started raising goats where I've had to assist. And there are usually complications with those births. Thank you, Echo. Pack goats. Yep, I'm looking into pack goats. They're pretty cool. Get a little saddle for them. Carry, I don't know, 30, 60 pounds on a goat. For elk hunting, seems like that would be an awesome thing. Bring a few pack goats in with you. Get yourself an elk. Pack them out on goats. Llamas could be used for pack animals too. I'm not sure how llamas are. I've only had one llama, and I'm not sure how they are as far as following you around. These goats follow me everywhere. So I think it would be relatively easy to train them to go wherever I wanted to go on the mountain. If I start walking, they usually start following me. So I think they'd be pretty easy to train for pack animals. They can fend for themselves. They can find food to eat when you're hiking out in the woods. Yeah, you'd need quite a few goats if you wanted to pack the whole thing out at once. But you could probably feed 25 goats on the same amount of hay as it would take to feed a horse. Oh yeah, you could pack out a bunch of squirrels. James Crouch, did you make it to Colorado? Yeah, they'd be good for working a trap line. You could pack out a bunch of beavers on a goat. Udder's in the back, girls. Yeah, I thought he left a couple of days ago. We'll be getting there about now. I think we're going to try and come back out to Colorado here pretty soon. I wanted to make sure that the goats had their babies without any complications. The sheep usually do a good job of taking care of themselves. The cows should be pretty good. So we got one more goat that I wanted to keep an eye on before she has babies. Yeah, I'll take some bees. You saw the condition of my hive, though. That'd be cool, James. Maybe we'll work something out where, because I wanted to bring my bobcat and some equipment out there. Maybe we can all run. Freebies. Freebies are good. Oh, here comes Dad. Papa Holgren. Coming to do some chores. That's because my animal family feels like family. I'm much more comfortable around these guys than a bunch of people. No, the sheep are on their own. Yeah, this is one of my favorite goats. Thanks, Echo. You too. Hi. No milk down there. No milk down there. Sorry. True, Mary. Usually we will see the vultures fly around checking it out, but I haven't had any problems yet as far as raptors are concerned with these guys. Do you want me to help get you dry since your mom is not doing it? Yeah. Hey, Dad. Can you bring me one of those little goat towels, please? That's good. I'm glad it's working better this time. I turned my Wi-Fi off on my phone so that instead of trying to hop between my Wi-Fi and the cell signal when I go out of range from the Wi-Fi, it just stays on one signal, and that seems to work a little better. Thank you.
Twins?
Yep.
One, yeah.
Yeah, the first one born's a lot bigger than the second one.
Lot
Yeah.
bigger. Okay, go out of the way.
Uh-oh.
I mean, hold that.
Yeah. So they don't knock it down. Sure.
Did you already dry the other one off, or did Mom?
No, the mom dried the other one off. And then she kind of
Got busy?
got busy.
So did you see her giving birth, or did you just popped out here?
When I woke up this morning, she was freaking out, making a lot of noise, but there weren't any babies yet.
Uh-huh.
And then I went back inside for an hour, and when I came back out, there was 2 babies.
Cool. And what are you guys looking at?
It's weird how hard it is to get them dry when this afterbirth just does not want to come along.
I remember that. Same with calves.
It's not, it's not like they're wet. Sorry.
As that little one probably hasn't nursed yet then, right?
Both of them have nursed.
Oh, even the little guy.
Yep.
Are they boys or girls? Do you know?
Girls.
Both girls.
I like this.
You gotta take a close up for your first photo op. Hey.
Linus will get in the way for that, that's for sure.
These guys are trying to chew the bottoms off this tripod.
Back legs, front legs. They smell awful fresh.
I think it's about 50 degrees
Today.
temperature wise. Yeah, I was just thinking. I was glad it wasn't.
Glad it wasn't 26 like the
Yeah,
last
night.
couple of them.
Yeah. So they waited at the right time. Just a little pink left around the front there. Looks like a little makeup on.
Let me get that for you. She's sleeping.
Yep.
Still shivering.
The other one's twice the size.
Yeah. It's a big difference between you and your sis.
Thinking if I could rig this up on here, where the goats couldn't get it, but I don't think so.
You can, those legs
Oh, wrap around there.
wrap around there and bend, but
The only way I could do it is if the other goats would take off because they'll jump up and grab it.
it's a little better.
All right.
You're okay. He's just trying to clean you up.
see so you can
Thank
reach
you.
over here.
Thank you. Diamond says hi.
Hey. Diamond, hey.
Dad says hey. Looks like they got it figured out. You got it from here, Mama? Yeah. The one is definitely bigger than the other. Yeah, I can't zoom in on this, so you wouldn't be able to see very well. There's I think I counted 13 lambs. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 born last night. 3 or 4 born yesterday or the day before. Four breeders. The big one's pretty well dried off. Hey, are you gonna check me out? Ah, I see. He does whisper to bees. Tree whispering's pretty good too. See, the mom's starting to pass the afterbirth now. I didn't need to. I didn't really need to help her. It's just starting to come on its own now. And she's gonna eat it, which is disgusting. Knowledge is power. Thanks for stopping in, Susie. Have a good day. If Diamond's still here, my dad says you need some goats. I'd have to say I agree with him. I think everybody needs a few goats. Diamond says he has to pass that by Leah. Diamond says he has to pass that by Leah first. Now, can lactose intolerant people can usually have goat's milk, can't they? There's a lot of other things you can do besides eat it too. Yeah, like Scott's dogs. Well, you'll have to talk to Leah. We'll have to get you some goats. I'll get you a couple milkers. James has been working on this drone swarm project in his mind for a while now. I think it might be time to move our feet on that, huh, James? I didn't know that about cats. Yeah, I'm getting about 3/4 of a gallon to a gallon a day off of the half a gallon to 3/4 of a gallon a day off of the other goat that I'm milking. And that's because I'm sharing the milk with the baby that she's nursing. Mwahaha. Oh. Low power mode. Phone is gonna die. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna have to put my phone on the charger. Attend to a couple other projects I got going on. Putting in new raised beds in the backyard. Come back and check on these guys again a little later. It looks like everything's good. They're both drinking. They're both up and on their feet. Mom's cleaning up the mess. And just like somebody was asking earlier, I don't know if you can see. There it is, right over the barn. There's our first vulture. Coming right towards us. See what kind of afterbirth was left. I'll clean up anything that the mom doesn't. Have a good day, Diamond. We'll see you soon. All right, thanks, guys. We'll catch up with you on the next one. Be well.